has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Another year, another top 10 list. 2015 is over, and was, at least for me, a really satisfying year. However, let's first go over my honourable and dishonourable mentions. My dishonourable mention is The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. With Mockingjay Part 1 being my favourite of the franchise, I was quite disappointed with how this one turned out. The ending was pretty terrible, characters become incredibly unlikable or get killed off abruptly and are quickly forgotten about. And don't get me started on Katniss. After 4 bloody movies, she's still whiny and being manipulated. Finnick is the only likeable character in the movie, but gets tossed aside pretty quick, and Snow is completely wasted. My first honourable mention is Slow West. While the movie is a drag, the story, acting, and cinematography kept me hooked. Curtis McPhee is a solid lead, but the standout performance is obviously Michael Fassbender, who just has a magnetic presence whenever he's on screen. That pun was unintentional, I swear. My next honourable mention is Spy, a hilarious movie that I didn't get the pleasure of seeing in the cinema. I also had the best laugh in the movie spoiled by my sister. The performances from Jason Statham and Rose Byrne were hysterical, and McCarthy dropped the idiot act and gave a legitimate, funny, and moving performance. Hell, she's the only capable character in the movie. My final honourable mention is Ant-Man, one of the funniest movies in the MCU, and a smaller, more contained story compared to the past Marvel movies. Dear Lord, what is up with me and the puns today? Paul Rudd is great in the title role, and the action is extremely creative and fun. It was also really funny, embracing the silly nature of the title, the same way Guardians of the Galaxy did last year. All these films would have made my list if it weren't for these next 10 that I just liked more.
You're a kite dancing in a hurricane, Mr. Bond.
Welcome, James. It's been a long time. And finally, here we are.
At number 10 we have Spectre, a return to the old ways and a love letter to the franchise. Sam Mendes brings us an entertaining and old-school Bond film with the dark themes of the Craig era. What sold me on the movie was the cast. Daniel Craig is James Bond, and has a lot of funny quips throughout the movie. Ralph Fiennes is shaping up to be a great new M, and the MI6 regulars are used wonderfully, incorporated into action scenes, and they all have brilliant chemistry with Craig. Christoph Waltz is charming and charismatic as usual, and gives us a great villain in the form of Franz Oberhauser. If this is to be Craig's last outing as Bond, it's one hell of a film to go out on.
You want to bring down the syndicate? It's impossible.
Desperate times. Desperate measures.
You have your seatbelt on? You asking me that now?
Oh my God!
At number 9, we have Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation. Tom Cruise never ceases to amaze, and Rogue Nation is no exception. The stunts and action were off the charts, and the supporting cast were stellar. Simon Pegg and Jeremy Renner had some of the biggest laughs in the movie, and newcomer Rebecca Ferguson was fantastic. This franchise just keeps getting better and better.
Evacuate the island. She's a highly intelligent animal. She will kill anything that moves.
Oh, God.
At number 8, we have Jurassic World, an extremely fun and exciting experience. The large scope and amazing final act were the highlights of the movie for me, and Chris Pratt delivers a charisma-filled performance. The Raptors were memorable as allies, and the Indominus was menacing whenever it showed up.
We can stop Judgment Day from happening. Run! Where is he?
I'll be back.
What?
Coming in at number 7, we have Terminator Genisys. While many disliked the film, I found it to be a thrilling and entertaining ride. Arnold is great once again, and has some laugh-out-loud and heartfelt moments. Emilia Clarke was a suitable Sarah Connor, nailing the character established by Linda Hamilton, and Jason Clarke was the best John Connor since Edward Furlong in Terminator 2. And while Jai Courtney was simply serviceable, not having the likability of Michael Biehn or even Anton Yelchin, it didn't diminish the movie in any way.
Space. It doesn't cooperate. I guarantee you that at some point, everything's gonna go south on you. Then you're gonna say, this is it. This is how I end.
Is it possible that he's still alive?
At number 6, we have The Martian, a tense but humorous movie about survival and humanity. Matt Damon is extremely engaging and funny in the lead role, pouring everything he has into all of his scenes, and without acting off anyone else. The cinematography was incredible, giving you a sense of isolation and transforming what's probably a simple desert into the planet Mars, flawlessly. Sean Bean, Jeff Daniels, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Jessica Chastain, and the rest of the cast also do well in their respective roles.
I'm joy. This is sadness. That's anger. This is disgust. And that's fear.
Come on, group hug! You too, Anger.
Don't touch me.
At the halfway point, we have Inside Out, a funny, smart, and emotional film filled with memorable characters matched with brilliant voice acting and wonderful animation. The message is well conveyed, and the ideas are executed with great care and detail. It's one of Pixar's best movies, an example of one that needs a sequel, or sequels, but knowing them, we'll have to wait 10 years for it.
There are no strings on me.
And at number 4, we have Avengers Age of Ultron, probably the biggest Marvel film to date. The movie is extremely fun and entertaining, with a superb cast, breathtaking action, a charismatic villain in the form of Ultron, and an energetic score. Believe it or not, I love this more than the first Avengers film.
What's your name?
Coming down to the top 3, we have Mad Max Fury Road. Everybody went nuts over this movie, and I can see why. It unquestionably has the best direction, effects, stunts, and action of the year. The latter of which is off the charts. Actually no, scratch that. It's off the board and out the window. The chases were thrilling and the direction was inspired. I swear, if George Miller doesn't get nominated for Best Director, I will lose hope in the Academy's ability to acknowledge movies.
The dark side. A Jedi. They're real.
Force. It's calling to you. Just let it in.
I bet you were expecting to see this one spot higher, weren't you? But regardless, I was not let down by Star Wars The Force Awakens at all. It's everything I wanted to see and more. It by far has the best aerial combat in the whole saga. The universe is expanded upon, and the characters are all interesting and fun to watch, both new and old. Kylo Ren is a brilliant villain for this new trilogy, and Rey is an exceptional protagonist, which all comes down to Daisy Ridley's impressive performance. Han was a welcome return, and the movie was just overall satisfying. Well done, JJ. So you're probably wondering, what could beat this? What could I have possibly loved more than the most highly anticipated movie of the year? Well, here we go.
Son of a bitch!
And at number 1, we have Kingsman: The Secret Service. This was the most fun I've had in a cinema since the first Avengers. Colin Firth carries the film wonderfully, Mark Strong and Samuel L. Jackson are hilarious, and Taron Egerton gives a likeable performance. Egerton is one of the breakout actors of the year alongside Daisy Ridley, and I can't wait to see where he goes from here. The action was fast and inventive, and the soundtrack is my favourite of the entire year. If I were asked, what was your favourite movie of 2015 out of pure enjoyment and fun, I would have to say, undoubtedly, Kingsman. So, that was my top 10 for the year. I hope you enjoyed it. So, what are your favourites? Did you agree or disagree? Leave your thoughts down below, and I'll see you all next year.